I wasted 1,260 hours doing manual customer service until I discovered one ecom hack, and that immediately added 10k a month to my business and, more importantly, gave me my life back. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what I did so you can implement it into your business and unlock a business that scales while you can travel the world. But why should you listen to me anyway? Well, I've generated now over £1.3 million in one of my e-commerce businesses, and I've done that without touching customer service for the past 3 years because my virtual assistants handle that for me. So let's dive into how this is possible. So I've got the whiteboard out to show you exactly what I mean by this, and although it's slightly embarrassing, I've got to share exactly what I used to do. And also I've got the SOPs that I follow now, I'm going to share with you later in the video, which I'm going to screen share and just give it all away. So, although it's embarrassing, I need to explain how I wasted all this time. So this is a younger version of me, young James Erdgley. This is me, just built an e-commerce business, just starting to make money online, and that was because I had set up my e-commerce business. Fantastic. I was making some money, but what I didn't realise is what's really important about making money is that you have the time to reinvest in the things that are making you money, rather than just wasting time doing everything in the business. So, for example, that meant that I was doing the customer service. So I was answering phone calls, I was doing live chat messages, I was doing emails, all sorts, everything. I was answering customers. I was also doing my own order fulfillment. So I was contacting suppliers constantly to make sure that orders were getting to customers. I was also the one that was in charge of the website. So I was designing the website, I was updating the product pages. I was also the person who was in charge of all of the admin tasks, so like saving invoices, getting the suppliers paid, and I was literally wearing all of these hats, doing everything as a solopreneur, getting the business off the ground. Now, that's all great. Yes, understandable, you have to do this when you start a business, but the problem with this is that I was doing this for way too long. Even though I was making significant revenues and money was coming in, I was too drawn to the idea that because I could do all this, then I should, and that should be my job as a business owner. And I held on to that for way too long. And so I was spending hours a day doing all tasks that could have been done for me or could have been automated. And I need to get this system into your head, because if you've got, as soon as you systemize and outsource your business, you can suddenly save yourself from doing all of these tasks, so that all you do as a business owner, which is what you should be doing as a business owner, is focusing on scaling your marketing efforts and overseeing the numbers. Once you're doing just these tasks, ultimately you'll scale your business so much faster because you're not the one that's day to day getting in the weeds. And I have to tell so many people when I coach new e-commerce business owners that their time is so precious, and we can't be doing all of these tasks all the time. As soon as possible, we need to get ourselves doing only the tasks that truly matter to scaling this business. So I can safely say that there was one difference, one change that I made that made all of the difference to my business. And this change you can implement immediately after watching this video. So it's so valuable, and it will literally change everything. And that one change is called systems, and it's thinking in systems. And the difference when you think in systems is unbelievable. I need to make this very clear for you so you understand that the payoff from this video is literally huge, both in monetary but also in time as well. Before I had systems, what I was doing was all the tasks. So I was spending 7-8 hours a day answering customer service on a reactive way. So I was always looking at my phone app. I had that open on my phone all the time. I had it open on my desktop, and I was always checking so that I was ready to answer phone calls from potential customers. Also, I was checking to see if I was going to receive live chat messages. And these are obvious things that are wasting your time. But the other things that aren't so obvious and feel more productive is things like making website updates myself and uploading new products. So new website changes, uploading products. And these are productive things, but ultimately they are just taking you away from the most important tasks that are really going to make the business, that are going to bring the business to life. Afterwards, once I was able to put systems in place, I could then outsource to VAs. And then I was just in charge of setting the expectations for the business and setting the standards. So I would make it clear to the people that were working on the e-commerce business what we would accept as a business. And that means you are looking down as the bird's eye view, looking down on the business and making sure that when you look at the graph of the business, it's going in the right direction. Whereas when you are going to be doing all of the tasks, you don't ever get a chance to look at the business, and so you'll maybe not realise that you're actually dying if you're not able to look down and take a bird's eye view of the business because you're so busy doing all of these different tasks as the business owner. So step one, the first thing to do, and this is the first thing I did when I realised I needed to get out of my own way and stop being the bottleneck in my business and start saving time, I needed to outsource work. And the first task that I outsourced was customer service. You wouldn't expect the owner of Amazon to answer the phone when you call to make a complaint about Amazon, or if you call to make an order to Amazon, or whatever you do, get in touch with Amazon. This should not be done by you as the business owner. So these are things like answering customer inquiries, so answering customers. These are things like fulfilling orders. These are things like returns for our ecom stores. All of the customer service jobs, anything related to making sure orders go out, making sure customers are looked after. Now, the reason we outsource this first is because they're repeatable tasks. It's something that you as a business owner shouldn't be involved in on an individual one-by-one basis. We should be looking at the bigger picture, not just doing one task at a time. So that's the first thing that I outsourced. And the way that I outsourced, after I realised that this is the biggest opportunity for me, the biggest time waster and the biggest opportunity to outsource, was that I needed to make sure that all of the work I was doing was more structured, with simple SOPs, with bullet point lists of step 1, step 2, step 3, so that I could give that to other people. And I've created all these SOPs for the whole customer service, and now I can give that to you for free by watching this video. So now let me share my screen with the SOPs that I've put together and you can take straight away. So here are now the 5 most important SOPs so you can outsource your customer service based on the most common questions that you will get as an e-commerce business owner. And they fall into 5 different categories. And for each of these 5 categories, we've got an SOP, so you can systemize your business and outsource this to somebody else, and they'll do it just as well as you, if not better. So the first type is for a customer that's requesting a recommended product for their particular needs. And I've systemized the answer to this so that anyone can pick it up instead of me having to be available on a live chat or a phone call and request products. So there's a flow chart, like a process map for all of these questions. And for example, I'll work our way through this one. So this will be triggered by somebody asking about which product to buy. And then I'd recommend to our virtual assistant, they should either search the website or the Shopify backend to find the best recommendation, or even better than that, they can export all their product info from Shopify into ChatGPT and then copy and paste questions from customers into that ChatGPT, and it will look through all of your Shopify product details to start suggesting products to those customers. So it's a super quick hack that your VAs can man, and you don't need to be involved in that situation. Once they've done that, they'll send those tailored product suggestions to the customer. Have they placed the order? If not, we'll continue down the process, ask more questions, give better recommendations until they place an order or they get added to a lead tracker. So that's the first SOP. Now, what I should mention is that if you want access to these 5 SOPs, simply send me a message on Instagram and I will send them across to you. I've got lots of resources that I'd love to share with you if you'd like to systemize and make a huge difference to not just your business growth, but also the amount of time that you have. So the second most important type of question that we get from customers that we need a process for is requesting store information. So for example, if your customers ask you where are you based or what's your returns policy, there's a very simple way for your VAs to respond to that once they have this process map. So you basically find out, can you answer the questions from the website? Look on the website. If yes, send them the details. If not, tell them that we'll get in touch but after we have a look. And then you should look through previous FAQ answers, check the website, contact your manager if you're unsure on anything at all. But really, as long as you've got details on the website, they should be able to find this. But it just prompts your VAs to be looking in the right positions. The next type of question would be if they're asking for specific product information. And we don't expect our VAs to be experts. If we're in the niche of selling gym equipment, we don't expect our VAs to be Arnold Schwarzenegger with a vast information and vast knowledge about information about all gym equipment inside their minds. So we give them a clear process of how to work out what to say in each of these situations. Check the product page first.
check the FAQ sheet if you still haven't found the answer, check the product page on the supplier's website, and then if we still haven't got the answer, we'll get in touch with the supplier and then send the details from there. But it just reminds your VAs about where to look for specific product information. Also, we know how to handle any questions about delivery info. Even if you're drop shipping, if you're not handling the delivery yourself, there will be a specific way that you get your delivery information. And so we've just turned that into an SOP so that somebody else can answer these questions rather than you having to do it. So it starts out by the customer asking for delivery info. We'll have a look to see if they've got the order number, check to see if it's expected, if gone past the delivery time frame, and if so, then we'll get the tracking number. If not, we'll tell the customer to be patient until the tracking information has come out, and ultimately we'll just make sure that VAs know how to handle this promptly and professionally. And then finally, complaints happen. So if a customer wants to make a complaint, we have a whole handling customer complaint process, and we just enter in our complaints details, and our VA will be able to handle a complaint all on their own. So I just show you that to show you that all you need to do is write simple SOPs that answer the way that you do it. And if you want to just bypass doing all that of yourself, send me a message on Instagram and you've got all these SOPs. But I can't stress how important this is, because if you don't have to be the person that's constantly going through all of the answers to all of your customers' questions, you're freed up to focus on scaling your marketing and overseeing the numbers to make sure you can grow your business profitably rather than just being stuck in the weeds. And I wish I did this way sooner. I wish I came across this video. So with that said, I hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you would like to have a chat with me, then feel free to book in a call and we can talk about how we can implement this into your business, or send me a message on Instagram and I'll send you over the resources that we've talked about today. With that said, like and comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.